Hi my lovelies, I'm Timid and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. Today's video is going to be a bit different in that I'm going to be building in 5 different biomes, just a small base or house. It's kind of a come build with me, see the techniques of my building, the style of my building, and I'm also going to be answering a couple of questions that I've got, mostly from my Instagram DMs actually. So let's jump into the video. I've gathered so many resources because I don't know what I want to do with this house yet. I'm completely just making it up. So I flooded this because why not? I'm building up because I want this house to be kind of coming out from water. And I think that could be cool because that's not something I've done before. I like that. I like the height. And I'm getting all of the dark oak. And I don't really know what I want to do with the roof yet. I'm thinking for going with a red sort of vibe, because red always goes well with brown. But I also might want to contrast it with some yellow or some green. But the green gives it more earthy vibes. Question number 1 I got was, why did I start YouTube? I've always enjoyed playing Minecraft, but I've always built in creative mode. Before YouTube, I never really played in survival. I'd never made a redstone farm, never needed to bucket clutch, never killed a creeper. I'd never gone into the nether, let alone fought the wither warden or the ender dragon. In the short time that I've been creating content, I've already learned so much more and improved in playing the game. I wanted to document my progress in learning survival Minecraft. The other side to it is that I have quite a big workload. I've got myself into this mindset where if I'm not working, then I'm being lazy and unproductive, and that's a bad thing. It isn't. We all need a break, and I didn't give myself that, and I was burning out. Gaming and video making are 2 things I loved when I was younger, and I needed a hobby to stop myself from burning out, so I decided to give YouTube a go, and I absolutely love it so far. This is my decking / patio area, and I love putting these in. I think they add so much to a build, and it just works. I like the shape, but it could be better. I'm going to make the structure of the house from moss because it's a block that's just so easy to remove. And I think the base layer is going to be out of stone. But I'm happy with that. I just don't want it to be something that's difficult to remove if I didn't like it. So I'm going to pillar up on all the corners with dark oak. And ooh, that was close. You know, only I can nearly die whilst building a house. I can die from my own stupidity, and I do all the time. So I'm building up the walls, and we'll texture later. And then I think the second floor is going to be stripped spruce wood. Spruce always goes with dark oak. It adds some light to the just constant darkness of the dark oak. And then I'm going to put in dark oak flooring, which I quite like. I like that. I'm really happy with where this is going, actually. I think there's a lot of potential. I just need to do something underneath it. So I'm adding in some stairs. And then this is where I'm going to do the roof. So I put in 1 step, and then I put in an upside down step, and then I go up a block or by 2 slabs. I only have 2 slabs, I think. And then I repeat it. And I repeat it on both sides until it just meets in the middle. And then I go up again, like that. I really like the shape of the roof. It's something that I used quite a lot, and I'm putting it on all faces of the house. So it looks something a little bit like that. So this is my kind of block palette. I don't know if I'm going to use the concrete powder because I don't always, and it's kind of awkward to put in a roof. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite thing about being a content creator? My favorite thing, without a doubt, is talking to people and connecting with other people who have the same interests as me. I love it when people message me on Instagram telling me what they like about my content and also giving me advice on how to improve with both gameplay and the actual content creation. All advice is welcome here. I honestly really appreciate it. I love talking to people in general, so if you want to talk to me, please do. My Instagram name is exactly the same as my YouTube and my TikTok. Honestly, putting mushroom feels weird. but it kind of works with the cottagecore vibe, and it also works against the wool. I really like it. This is what the other side looks like. I like it. I just need to sort out the little bit in the roof. That's fine. So I'm gonna fill in the rest of the walls with more spruce. Stripped spruce works brilliantly, just all the time. I love it. Question number 3 is, why did I start playing Minecraft? Well, lockdown happened, and I had a friend who told me to get Minecraft so we could play together, seeing as we couldn't see each other. And I've loved the game ever since, and I started watching people play it on YouTube. I love seeing other people's creativity within the game, as well as creating things and trying new things myself. The endless amounts of things that you can do in this game, it's just so fun. The texturing adds quite a lot, I think. Subtly, though. Question number 4 is, how do I edit the audio in my videos? For those who don't know, I'm deaf. I was losing my hearing gradually over a number of years until I was about 16 or 17 when I lost it completely. I always thought that that would stop me from creating content because, you know, how would I know what I was saying in the recording when editing if I couldn't hear it? After lots of searching, I found an app that transcribes everything I say and puts exact timestamps on the video, so I don't end up cutting off half a word or things like that when I'm editing. This is also how I put captions in my video. As for the music, I honestly make it up. I have no idea if people can hear the music or if you can hear me speaking over the music. I don't know what the music sounds like. Any feedback would be appreciated. So I'm adding in kind of a chunky border around the 2 floors. I'm doing this with an upside down step and then a regular step on top, and I think that works. It gives it a more kind of small feeling to quite a big house. I'm adding in some windows and then the door. I'm not convinced about the door, but we can change that. I've added in some greenery underneath and I really like it. So on top, I do this quite frequently. I put in leaves, partly as kind of a pop of colour. It works against the red because it completely contrasts. I've put in some flowering azalea, and I think it works well with the brown as well because they're both quite earthy tones, and it also evens out the layer of the roof. I'm overall very happy with this. I'd change the door if I was going to do this again, but I like the texturing and I like using copper in my textures. So I'm in the jungle. I'm thinking kind of a hole in the side of mountain vibe. I really like the ravine, but I think this is where I'm going to put the base. I changed my mind, it's going there. Nope. That was dumb. So I'm just going to kind of blow up the... I need to remove that block, don't I? I'm going to break my way into this mountain somehow. Is this going to affect me? I'm surely not in its blast radius, am I? Oh, I clearly am. Only I can die whilst building a house due to my own stupidity. Moving on. That's the hole. That's kind of the entrance. It's something that I think flying into would be quite fun to do. I want to use jungle planks and stripped jungle wood with the brown mushroom block and probably some terracotta as well, I think. I think terracotta goes quite well. I think there's not too many differences in colours, but there are definitely in textures. I think that's what makes this build kind of work. And then if you come out like that, yeah, I like it. Then you can come into your base from here. I think that's really cool. I really like this one. I'm happy with that. So for the next one, I firstly love coral and I love building in water. I think it's just so fun. So I'm going to build a ship because firstly, it's quite easy to start off with building a ship. I've gone for quite a long and wide one, and I'm using steps to curve it off at the edge. And if you're not particularly confident in building, you could find a shipwreck and kind of just bring it back to life, I guess. I've added in the flooring this side, and because I'm not doing an interior, I think I'll leave the majority of the inside how it is for the time being. I'm going to add an entranceway into here, so you enter from the side. I think fences are the way to do that. Yeah, I like that. So I think that adding the layers of the spruce wood and the jungle wood, it just works from a gradient point of view, and obviously you can texture, and I'm dying. I forgot that I need to keep doing that. But I think that this works with the two types of wood, and then you can texture it from there. I'm not going to texture it today, I don't think, but I like how this is going. This is what the inside looks like without me doing an interior, but I really like it. I think that this is quite cute, and it's got a lot of potential, and it's actually fairly easy to do, especially as kind of a first base in a world. I like it. This is what it looks like from the outside. So I found a village, and I just moved in. I have a habit of doing that, and I'm going to build a base here. Question number 5 is, do you see yourself becoming monetized? Now that's an interesting question to have, because I feel like a lot of people's goals within YouTube is money. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. It's just not my goal. Monetization has never been motivation for me at all. I create content for the love of creating content and interacting with people who share the same passions with me. If it does happen, cool. If it doesn't, also cool. It's not going to stop me creating content either way. I will only stop if I stop enjoying doing it. These are what my foundations look like, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to build up the walls with more stripped spruce, which, when I say it's my favourite block, it probably genuinely is for building. And then I'm adding in planks as the flooring, because it goes with the vibe of the village. I feel with building, the majority of it is just fitting in with the vibe of the surroundings. Can we just appreciate the snow? I love snow in real life and in Minecraft. I've added in this little bar at the top, which I might change to regular spruce wood rather than stripped, but we'll see. I've added in the walls, and I've brought it up a layer. I've put in the flooring, and I like where this is going. So I've put in this roof to kind of go with the vibe, the really triangular vibe of the rest of the village. And the way that I've done this is I've raised it by half a slab and then gone up 4 slabs, which looks like 2 blocks, and I've left a block gap before I've gone up another 4, and then I've gone up both sides and just met it in the middle, basically just like so, and then I'm extending it backwards. I've added this trim, and I'm just putting in the walls, and I think the half slab thing might work if I can put the blocks in the right place. It might be quite effective, actually. I don't know, it's not something I usually do. I like it. I actually really like that. I don't know how I feel about it being that light, but we can change it later. I'm adding this little balcony bit. It also makes it easier for roofing purposes. I like this so far, I think. It definitely needs windows, and then we'll assess it from there. I think that also helps with, the mobs. I don't know how I feel. I think it has potential, but it needs more darkness, more contrast. I think the roof needs to be dark oak. I think the trim around the top needs to be dark oak, and maybe the fences. But that's okay. I think parts of builds where it's okay to not like, because it helps us improve. It's not something I'm going to do today, but there's also texturing that needs to be done, just so you get the idea of how I build. So, about to do something dumb. Yeah. Hey bestie. I'm going to build a small annex on the side of this woodland mansion, because, only I go to a woodland mansion and think, you know, hey, I want to move in. So I'm going with this whole kind of 3 walls then a step vibe to match the vibe of the mansion. Then I'm building up the walls from here. I quite like this though. I'm too scared to go anywhere near the mansion, hence the annex outside of it. I don't know what you are. And I don't know what a vindicator is, but apparently it's muttering. I'm going to add in the trim, the cobblestone trim on the outside. Question number 6 is, how do I respond to hate? Now, luckily I haven't had that much hate compared to positive comments or messages. That being said, I have had hate, and I delete all mean comments straight away, whether it's someone being hateful towards me or to someone else. Being unkind to anyone is unnecessary, and it isn't something that I condone here. I have had a few people message me with hate, and to which I just block them. I'm joining up the roof of my annex to the roof of the mansion, and using the same blocks kind of helps that. It was just lucky that it came to that height, to be honest. I think the window works. Then if I get rid of the rest of the blocks, which is how I put the frame in, then put a door frame in, which is slightly different, but I think it works, and put my door in. I like that. I'm really happy with the way that this video has gone. It's been a little bit different in that I've kind of shared more about my opinions and myself than I have on the internet before. And thank you for making me feel comfortable enough to do that. If you've got to this point in the video, thank you. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe, but absolutely no pressure if you don't want to. I hope you all have a brilliant week. I'll see you in the next one.